Hello and welcome to BDE Travels and our Camino de Santiago. In today's episode, we leave the town of Triacastela on our way to Sarria. Early in the morning, we have to make a choice, left to Samos or right to San Gil. On our way there, we meet some of the locals. We cross some of the beautiful hamlets. We go through the town of Montan. We glance at a beautiful morning. We go by the town of San Mamede. We come across other pilgrims. We looked at very interesting things. We contemplated the beauty of Galicia. And once we reach Sarria, Jorge explained to us what this is all about. And after a long day, we make it to Sarria. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we continue here on BDE Travels and our Camino de Santiago. Good morning, folks. Today we're going to take the alternative route, which is going through San Gil instead of going through Samos. One is shorter than the other one. If you go through Samos, it's a lot longer, but a lot of people like to do that one because they want to see the monastery. But we already did that part, so we're going to tackle the other side. It's very chilly early in the morning, so here we go in the Camino de Santiago with BDE Travels. Well, folks, leaving Triacastela, you encounter this road. Just very nice things to watch early in the morning. Like I was mentioning the other day, that I love to listen to the sounds of the water hitting the rocks and the birds. So there were a couple of brooks back there, and I'm really enjoying. Early in the morning, nice walk. Get your morning started like this. Beautiful views of Galicia. Well, folks, that little house behind me, I've saw a couple of videos from other YouTubers that I've gone through at a different time during the day, and I think it's a British guy that did the Camino, and there was a church that was in ruins, so he rebuilt it, and he's a painter. He has a lot of paintings inside that house. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see his work, but if you come through here at a different time, you might be able to see it. Well, another thing that I enjoy about walking early in the morning like this is that, at least in the hills of Galicia, you can get to see the fog covering the mountains as if it was a white quilt over it. So it's real beautiful. I mean, it's motivating, even though you have gone through so many days of this arduous physical training, if you call it. It's just sights like these is what inspires you to continue in doing the Camino, and maybe tackling other Caminos like the Norte, like the Portuguese, like Camino San Salvador. They got so many Caminos in Spain that you can enjoy this, and not only the culture but the beauty of the land. So I hope you're enjoying as much as I am enjoying doing this. Well, folks, after leaving San Gil, there's a steep descent, and it reminds me, if you do the descent on Roncesvalles, not the one that takes you to the right, which will bring you close to the road. It's the one that goes through the forest. So if your knees are weak, you're gonna start to feel that they kind of buckle. So it was a tough descent. My knees after yesterday are not doing well, but nevertheless, it's bearable. So we're entering Montas. It's the next town. We're just getting out of the town of Montes, or Montos, I think it was. They have a small shop there for pilgrims. They have juices and, you know, a couple of snacks that if you want to eat there for a second, you can do. The only thing I've noticed on this route is that it's pretty much going in to different towns that are very small. Back there they had these stones that they built around in a circle, kind of new age thing. And pretty much, you know, just going through towns. And the thing is that this day, every town that you encounter is no less than 2 kilometers. So pretty much every half an hour, every 45 minutes, you start seeing a town. So it's not that monotonous. But I can still see, I mean, it's right now it's close to 11 in the morning, and the fog is still covering most of the mountains. So it's beautiful out here. So keep on enjoying us, enjoying with us the Camino de Santiago here on BDE Travels. Well, folks, we're coming over the next town, Furuela, and let's see what it has for us. Beautiful views. I just took a couple of shots on the drone. Very nice. You know, one thing I wanted to say, that if you must see the monastery in Samos, in this route, going through San Gil, it's more peaceful, quiet, more relaxed, not many cars, so there's not much of a hassle for that. So if I were to do this again, I would choose this route, and then later on I can watch the monastery. Well, folks, we're entering the town of Águila, and this town is where the two paths meet, the one that comes from Samos and the one that we're doing, which is San Gil. And then from here, it's a straight shot to Sarria. So we'll see what Águila has for us. One question that I pondered was it a good idea to bring the trekking poles or not bring the trekking poles? Well, the reality is that the trekking poles do help a lot. And as you're walking down hills and anything, it gives you more support and it helps you distribute the weight. So my suggestion is, yes, bring the trekking poles, use them. It will be to your benefit at all times. I've seen many of the pilgrims that are carrying the trekking poles and are using them. They go much faster, and it's because of the fact they share the distribute the weight evenly. Well, the next time you're gonna go after Aguida is San Mamede. They have an albergue at the beginning of the town, right next to the road. Right now it's closed for 2020, and it's pink in color. Interesting. Well, folks, we just met Jorge. He's one of the people in charge of the Brothers of the Camino, and he did the Shikoku Koku up in Japan, which is sort of like the same thing, but you know, they go around the 83 temples. And he was invited there. He was showing me pictures and everything, and there's a commemorative stone at the beginning of the town that it was dedicated to him, and he was invited by the Japanese to walk part of the Shikoku. So very interesting, very nice person. See, that's the best thing. Go and talk to people, get into a conversation and learn a little bit more about the Camino and the history of the people of Spain. So we're arriving in Sarria, about to call it for today, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us. In our next episode, we leave the town of Sarria, and it was very cold in the morning. I stopped for a few minutes to ask for direction, but didn't get much of an answer. In our way, we crossed the 100-kilometer marker. There we met Armando from Peru. I took some time to fly the drone. I met a group of ladies from Valencia that were very happy they just left their husbands. And finally, we reached the beautiful town of Puerto Marin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we continue here on BDE Travels in our Camino de Santiago.